100 yard dash, 100 yard dash. They slept on the team, now they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey, or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets, the coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team morale took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just try not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic.
Coach, as you know, being over in Orlando, still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go!
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Fournette fighting through, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard
line. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Fournette, a first down carry. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Ready, we're ready. We're ready. That's the pass. Slam. 51, jump!
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Check, 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 check. Check, check. Check, check.
They'll try and throw for him with Ryan. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal.
Ready, blue 80, blue 80. Hey, watch the slant. Check 26, check 28. Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go, here we go. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check, check. You got tight. You got tight right there. Ready to go.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Hey, express, express. Slinky. Here we go, D. Hey, check, check. Mike 50, Mike 25 to that. Hey, I'm coming, ready for that.
To throw is Ryan. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Solomon Thomas, they'd love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. Now Gostkowski will come on to try a field goal. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, ready. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike 50, let's go. Man out. 53 to Mike. 53.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Casey Hayward makes the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Silver.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And Dobbs is going to be swallowed up as he'll go down. Credit that sack to Jabal Sheard. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Dobbs finds his man, Watson, over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. To throw on third down. Dobbs. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on fourth down. On fourth down, Dobbs. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. On first down, Dobbs to throw. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Stay with your man. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
To throw again, Dobbs. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A gain there of 21 yards. And Barkley will try to punch it in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill.
Another try for Barkley. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Brad, I think we have to look back at the big call to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that set up everything, and the end result, the short touchdown run. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think every coach would have gone for it back there.
You and I both know every coach would not have gone for it back there, so that's showing a little bit of faith, actually showing a lot of faith in his team, and it was rewarded.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Running from the gun, Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a first down and more. There goes Duke Johnson. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Duke Johnson. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Good running for Barkley there on first down as he'll get forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 28-yard line.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Dodge to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
On the run, it's Fournette. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On second down, here's Fournette. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
in danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Ryan. It's hauled in by Ellington. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
From the 17, Ryan. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a first down on a gain of 10. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready, we're ready. We're ready. Me and you all day. All day. Check. I'm coming after you.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
On 2nd and goal, Ryan, and he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Solomon Thomas able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Here's Ryan. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover it, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
53, Mike. Here we go.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. Oh, a heck of a move. Man. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dobbs. His throw incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Dobbs. And that's complete. It's Watson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Dobbs looking to throw on 1st down. This is the tight end, Njoku. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Get 54 right. Mike 54. Boom, boom. Watch the turn. 54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dobbs under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Hey, check Mike 57.
Dobbs is throwing. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make him punt it. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
51, South! Switch! Greystone, travel.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll run with Barkley. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them. And Dobbs is going to be swallowed up as he'll go down. The sack by Marcus Hunt.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Dobbs, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over.
Ready, 125. Watch the out.
Fournette running right. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 1st down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now Fournette. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Ready, 280, 280. Check 55 to Mike. In your face.
From the 27, Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player? Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
55's my guy. 55.
Now it's Ryan. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Let's get it.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw is Dobbs. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Dobbs. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Ready, like 25. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Ready, 280. 50 seconds to Mike. It's our time. It's our time.
Now Ryan. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Get out! Wait!
They'll toss it to Fournette. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Matt Ryan now breaks the huddle. His guys will go for 2. They will run it. It's Fournette. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Now Dobbs. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Come on, D! 53's the mic.
Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
1st down, Vikings.
Ready? Hey, come on. Check, come on. Go. I got motion, man. Me. I got this. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53.
On 1st and 10, Dobbs. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Intended for David Njoku. Casey Hayward on the coverage.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. A second fake. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Throwing here, Dobbs. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it, couldn't get it. And it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
I got one. Go. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
To throw again. Dobbs. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. I can't believe they let you play.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Check. Fresno.
On 4th down, Dobbs. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Joe Schobert. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action with Ryan. He's going to fire one deep over. And this is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And, yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Buccaneers 31, Vikings 7. Stephen Gostkowski. set to kick off.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. The toss out to Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. On 3rd and 2, Dobbs lets it go for Nelson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. He may try and run for this. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings! Joshua Dobbs with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of him, being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't
lost.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that will get him one closer. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a one-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, Zoo. check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. It's coming this way, coming this way. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21. Hey, South. Here we go, here we go. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 51. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Ryan. Going back to Moore. This time he's got him complete. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football...
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Jonathan Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Dobbs. And Diggs has it. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. From the gun on third down. Dobbs. And he's able to find Diggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
First down, Minnesota.
Set, ready. Eight together. Come on. You better bring it.
A first down carry for Barkley. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
That's it. Big hit.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check 24. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Dobbs. It's complete to Diggs. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 40.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Ready? 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That's good for 28 yards.
First down.
Here we go. Kick to Pittsburgh. No chance. Maybe. 57's the mic.
Operating from the gun, Dobbs. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku, but it'll be second down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Dobbs. The quick slant caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
They'll try the ground game with Jackson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They'll run again with Jackson. And the Buccaneer defense for the 2nd straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. Too little, count.
From the gun, Dobbs. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Justin Watson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Zerline now for the PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. They go play action here on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
They can't stop the franchise.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Bucks, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year, and they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.